What up, y'all? It's your boy Dewan, and we are back again with some more fun Godzilla action. What is this do I have? Well, before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure you atomic blast that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you give some feedback, comment. I love to interact with y'all. Share it, build the channel up, help your boy out. So, without further ado, we have the 4-piece Art Spirits Hypermodel Modeling Series. Sorry, excuse me. Of the Godzilla vs. Kong set. And so it's also, you can also refer to, like, when you're searching this stuff, Gekizo, I think is how you pronounce it. Gekizo. You also see Plex has on the back plexweb.com, so mixture of Japanese font and English on here. And then I didn't really know this, but I guess Bandai Namco is part of this. I haven't seen their emblem on the previous Art Spirits I feature on the channel, yeah, I don't know. Enough of the ramble talk, and let's go and open this bad boy. So I did pre-slit the tape. I got this off of eBay. Got it cheaper than when it was supposed to be brand new. An overseas seller got it in like a couple days, surprisingly. For like 73, so like right under 80 with free shipping with tax. Let's take a look at the box. This was $80 when it came out. It sold out pretty quick on multiple sites. Big Bad Toy Store still has it. Had to pay $20 more, so it's $100. Not too bad, but there is various listings on eBay if you do want to get it closer what it came out as, and obviously cheaper. And then if you don't always have the money to just, whip out right off the bat, if you're not familiar with Afterpay, I suggest getting signed up with it, and you can do, payment plan of 4, and that's what I went ahead and did, so I can go ahead and collect a bunch of stuff and just pay it off over time. But if you have the funds to do it right off the bat, more power to you. I don't know what's going on in my throat, but sorry about all that. I think I've showed enough of the packaging to y'all at the bottom. It is taped on the side. You can see there's perforation. It can be set up as like a display box. You can see right here. This would be like popped up as the topper. This isn't going as smooth as I would like, but bear with me. I appreciate y'all. I went ahead and pre-opened 3 of them. There's just like a little push puncture on it, and just carefully pull along the perforation. Pretty easy. Let y'all take a look at the 4 pieces on the box. What you get, if you can read that, kudos to you. One day I will get there. So you can see Kong. And then you can see the skull crawler, and then you see Godzilla and Mechagodzilla. Definitely love seeing his representation. We don't get enough of it, I feel, from that newest installment. And so, without further ado, who we gonna feature? It's our boy Mecha. Shout out to Jared Krichevsky. I'm sorry, I probably butchered that. But the creator, the design of this Mechagodzilla. I didn't pre-do the tape, so I probably should have did that. Save y'all some time. Maybe it's the dust inside of the garage. So carefully do this piece of tape so I don't get the figure. Come on. Oh. Didn't want to cut through, and then that pushed right by the figure. I should use a different cutting tool. Alright, cool. You just want to pull the tape. You don't want to just cut it. Alright. And so, pop him out the clamshell. Got his little protective sheet. Ooh, he is looking beautiful. It's got a darker color to it. Very minimal piecing together. Just kind of push and twist it. This thing is beautiful. Alright, let's admire it together. Y'all are here for that, so I won't be greedy and look before y'all. Guess it doesn't really matter which hand. Let me show y'all what it looks like. So you can see it's just a perfect circle. And look in his hand, and so you just will push. And these are not articulated, they're like miniature statues. I'm gonna run out of room here pretty quick, so we'll set that there. This will be mechas. Alright, so here we go. Looking very awesome. They gave him like a duller, like gray. It kind of reminds me of the Playmates Battle. What's it called? It's just called Battle Mecha Godzilla, the one that's like dark gray, almost black, and it's still got, you know, the silver to it versus gray. It's not. It's just not as shiny and metallic. So you can see the cool red tips on all his dorsal blades. You can take a look at his spinning scythe of death on his tail, or whatever you want to call the technical term. It's very detailed. You could see all the nitty gritty with all of the texturing and all the grooves that are part of this robotic villain. Robotic. And trying to get close. Come on. Focus. Try to let y'all get a look at the face. It's pretty lightweight, solid. The dorsal part, I'm gonna have to move this down here while I whip out these things, just so I can have more room to get up here and let the camera focus, so you can see detail even into his mouth. Man, I should have got some water. Apologize about that, guys. I appreciate y'all. But you could see where the proton screen comes out, very detailed in there. I get too close, it doesn't want to focus, but trying to let y'all really get a feel for how intricate the details are on the figure. You can see all the blades in his mouth and his teeth. I was looking at the eyes because one of them looked more prominent when I was showing y'all. But salute to y'all, art spirits. Y'all always kill it, man. I love what y'all do. Let's go ahead, just to show y'all the comparison with the detail, and you can see, you know, the shading of his body. But you see right here the SH Monster Arts, and then we got the Bandai Namco Art Spirits Hyper Modeling Series. And so you can see how like close and nearly identical the details are on this piece. They really put a lot into these. That's why they're maybe a little pricey for like small stationary figures. If anyone's still interested, you can get a free one of these, brand new sealed, once I get up to 1,000 subscribers. Almost there. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get Godzilla from the King of the Monsters line, just to show the size comparison, and they're essentially the same size. I thought it would be a little bit more bigger, considering that these came in a 4-piece versus the typical 6-piece. You've seen, if you haven't seen already, check the channel. I have the, the 6-piece King of the Monsters one that came out a couple years ago. That has Burning Godzilla, regular or atomic lit up Godzilla. Then you have Ghidorah, you have Rodan, and then you have Mothra Larva, Mothra Imago. And then they had a Mecha Godzilla one that was a set of 6. There's a brand new one that's got 4 different versions of Godzilla. And then you have Heisei Ghidorah with Mecha King Ghidorah. And then there's Singular Point, which I do have. We'll feature at some point. If it's highly requested, I'll get to it quicker. I'd never really know what to do. I have so much to put on this channel. Man, this is gonna, I guess, be a long video because I'm going on and need to just move on with the figures. Tend to over-explain things. But this is only a 4-piece. I feel like they could have included Warbat, and they could have included Hellhawk. I mean, they could have made it a 6-piece set. I don't know why it's only 4. Moving on. All the boxes are identical. They're kind of like blind boxes, but you're able to get them as a set. I have seen them sold individually. And boom. Perfect. I got my Godzilla. I can compare with this. So, I don't blame y'all if y'all want to skip through, fast forward. Kind of used to that based on the analytics of the viewership. But I appreciate y'all watching, whether you watch it all or just the meat and potatoes of it. And so now we can really get a fair assessment between the 2 different Godzillas. Whoa. I'm not going to bring out any of the big pieces because I did that comparison in the other videos of that. I'll probably create a playlist on the channel for Art Spirit, since I'm starting to get enough of them that I feel like maybe if people don't want to scroll, you can just find it on the playlist. Let's go ahead and put that here. And right off the bat, ooh, his dorsal is a little bent, but the scales on both figures so far, they're pliable, they're bendy. So here we go. You can see the 2 different stances and coloring. Cool thing about this 2019 King of the Monsters, it's translucent. It might be kind of hard to tell, but you can see these are solid with just paint. And let's see, the detail is pretty comparable. I feel like the paint, not to criticize, nitpick, but to be honest with you, I feel like it's a little sloppy. I know his dorsals are supposed to be glowing. He's about to blast someone. And, but the paint, it's just kind of loosely on the dorsals, you know. I feel like maybe they can just get away with it since it's glowing, but it could be done a little more neatly. Very sharp and pointy. It's definitely solid when it comes to detail, paint job. Look at his mouth. Pretty cool. Trying to get it where y'all can see without blurry, but you can see looks like they did a pretty good job with his mouth. It's blue, glowing with the blast, and then you can see the pink, the normal flesh color in his mouth. Come on. There you go. See that jaw action, his neck, all the scales. I always love the detail on these things. Very cool little collectibles. There we go. So moving on, you can see them together. you want to post them together. I feel like everyone's got like a cool stance with these based on the box. I feel like Mechagodzilla is a little plain. He's just kind of standing, but hey, it's still cool. I didn't open the last one just so I could show y'all, just so you kind of get a idea before you get your hands on it, or if you're debating if you want to. There's nothing that's included with the box. We now have Kong in the mix. And let's see. This is what would make it easier with timing to make it run more evenly and smoother if I was prepped, but I seem to do a pretty good job according to majority of y'all with just freestyling off the top. So let's see. Come on, the groove is not letting me. There you go. Cut the tape. Alright, so I think we're good with that. Pop in. Oh, there's the axe. Whoa. Okay. A little bit clumsy. Must be careful. Okay, that just kind of all popped out. Kong's got the most intricate assembly because he actually has a base stand, so you could see how this will go together. You just kind of push it together, and all it says is made in China, Godzilla, Toho, legendary. That's the bottom. Here we go right here. His axe needs to be put together separately. Let's take a look. He looks very reminiscent and similar to the bigger version that I featured on the channel not too long ago. I have him boxed up somewhere, and I'm not going to bother with that. Maybe by request. I can always upload a picture on Instagram together. It is the one collects. At some point, I probably plan to use it more when there's more demand and following with the channel. You can contact me there if you don't want to contact via comment. And so yeah, very good detail. I love his fur, his hair, very detailed with the texturing. Very great job. His scars on his chest, and looking fierce with those fangs, roaring. He's probably the coolest when it comes to posing. So here's his axe with the dorsal. Got some good detail to it. Great paint job. Love the bandages or whatever put this together with. And you'll see that it will slide in like that. But we're going to have to go through his hands, if you can see. And so it will just kind of push right through there, and then you will be able to put, except for I did it backwards. So let's go ahead and pull it out. I don't think you can twist it, and then now we'll have it on the right way. Getting ready to swing at our boy G, and bam. It's the coolest little action pose, I think, for a figure. Seeing him leap. There's a hole in the back. You can see the little prong. His legs will kind of straddle the base. Okay, there we go. Kind of, it's not really going in very easy. Kind of hurting my fingers trying to grip and push in there. But here we go. Bam. So it'll go in like so, and voila, Godzilla roaring at him, and you can essentially replicate that scene that's iconic in the movie. So very cool. especially if you have like a little building, and you could put that, make a whole little diorama. A lot cheaper than the really big, awesome one that's like almost 6,000 that I would like to get, and that's from Prime One, I believe. Yeah, it's Prime One. And so voila, got Mecha in the middle of it. You want to imitate. And moving on to our last one. So we'll go ahead and push this in real easy. I fold it all the way, then you just kind of pull on the box. You see, that way you don't tear it unless you don't care about the box. Oh, that one tore a little bit, just on the inside part though, so it's okay if it's not perfect. And voila, this isn't attached, so it'll all pop open. And last but not least, it's probably my next favorite. It's probably my favorite altogether because he actually has a background to him. So let's see. It's Kong. We'll put the skull crawler. I don't know where we're gonna put it. It's right there, I guess. And let's hurry up. They definitely don't do a lot of these figures. It's exciting Haya is doing one because he definitely deserves a lot of love too. Very cool creature, I feel like. Come on, there we go. And I haven't had one of these long videos in a minute. I knew it'd probably take some time with this many figures and doing my best to show them off and explain it along with still assembling. So you can see his tail. It'll have a certain shape that you just would match and push. Just kind of a little twisting, wiggle while pushing it, and bam, oh, he looks great. A little bit of paint imperfection. Got some metallic silver eyes. I don't know what they're doing with that exactly, but it's still pretty cool. So we got a cool water base and where his feet will go, and it's splashing up. Not sure what this metal is supposed to be. Looks like it could be a ship. Maybe this is replicating Kong Skull Island of 2017. Even though this is all from 21, we don't ever see the skull crawlers in action other than getting mutilated by Mechagodzilla, unfortunately. And he's got that Hedera mustard ketchup kind of coloring that we saw introduced in Godzilla vs. Kong. So looking in his mouth, there's the paint imperfection right there. Real minor, don't really come across it too often with them. You can see his eye. It's just silver. It's metallic. It's cool looking, but that's not how his eyes look, and I don't know why they chose that exactly. Very cool detail with his teeth in his mouth. You can see they're intricately painted white, just little dabs on the tips. Those are pretty good. You can see his forked tongue. The teeth on the bottom, not perfect, I feel. But not really bad. That's just nitpicks. I'm not really picky, just trying to analyze this for y'all because I know some of y'all are more particular. Got the cool spiky tail that we don't really see too much in action, and you can see his claws. Solid paint job, decent detail. He's a lot more smooth, but you can see textures and scaling on it. His feet, well, okay, his tail is splashing the water, but there's the two prongs, one in the ship or metal wreckage, whatever it is, and one in the water, and you will just fit him in like so. Pushing, hear it squeaking, and bam, voila. Is between Kong and him, These are probably the coolest pieces of the set. I do still like Mechagodzilla and Godzilla. I love them all. This has got an interesting texture for the base. It's like acrylic. I feel like obviously just like the clear stand, and so we know this would not even stand a chance if it's Kong, especially if this is just a regular skull crawler. Kong's a lot bigger now versus Ragnarok. If I said that right, I don't know. But here we go. We have the whole set coming at you. Let me know what y'all think. Any questions in the comments. I'll answer the best I can. But yes, that's the whole set of this fantastic crew. And yeah, I'd say that's probably gonna be about it. So we're already pushing about 30 minutes. So thanks again. Much love. Hope y'all doing well. Y'all take it easy next time. Peace.